All right, everyone. Welcome to this interview with Kev. And how you doing today, Kev?
I'm doing pretty well, Matt. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. All right, so I guess the first question I would have to ask. I mean, we did talk about this before we got raw fair and stuff. First asked question I was asked, what's your whole thought on the whole FWE situation back then, and with them hacking into that channel, then hacking into the other channel? What's your whole thoughts on that?
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and like I'm not gonna throw stones at people. I know me and you talked about that, so I'm not gonna. Uh, what I will say is when me and you created TTC Wrestling,
Yeah.
we created it for the entertainment purpose, and we created it for just to have fun with it. To be honest with you, most of the guys on the TTC really didn't give a shit about the matches. They just liked the commentary because they wanted to know what Stone Cold was going to say next. They wanted to know what you was going to say next, and
They are.
uh, the problem was we let outsiders in that we shouldn't have let in.
Yeah, that was pretty
And
much our fault. I think we
I
do
mean,
have to take some part of the blame. I mean, because we let it happen. But I mean, it's done
well, so
now.
I take full responsibility for you know, being that nice guy, letting people in. Uh, I shouldn't have let Rain Foster in. That was the first
Yeah.
thing. Desert Eagle was right after we got rid of Foster. We should have gotten rid of Mike.
Yep.
And the whole situation could have been handled a lot differently.
It could
I
have.
mean, you know,
But I mean,
I took full, to be honest with you, Matt, I took full responsibility for the first fallout we had because I let my anger and my friendship with Yarrow in real life affect me,
yeah.
and that was totally my bad. That was totally my fault. Um, but we're gonna clear the air on something here now. Now you came up to me before the channel was taken, and you said, "I don't know if I want to do XHW anymore."
Yeah.
And I talked to somebody on the PlayStation, told them about what you were thinking about, um, and you were telling me you were tell we were you, basically the guy was like cool with it, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So then me and you did that video, and we are saying, hey, XHW is going to be gone. Now we're going to just have FWE and MIW.
Right.
We were going to cut the rosters in half and put some on mine, put some on the other one, and apparently the trolling had to be at its minimum. I know they might have been joking, but I know that you were not in a. I think you were tired of the bullshit.
Yeah.
Um, but what I want you to clarify something right now, Matt. I know that I was in this room, Duke Botters was in this room, and you were in this room. Did I
Yeah.
have any effect of you wanting to shut the channel down?
No, not at
There you
all.
go.
But then, they just
But
took it to the extreme with the whole attack. And I can understand they hacked the first time, but then after that, it was like they were pretty much after you then, after you made that channel because you want to bring it back and have a second channel. And then they're like, oh, let's hack this channel too.
well, after they hacked the first channel,
But you know what's funny?
I still had.
After they hacked the channel, they didn't really do nothing with the channel. They just hacked it just to take from you.
Right, and I was I decided, okay, so I still have access. Let me try working with these guys. And I had a deal set out with them that they stay in their lane, I stay in mine.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I had this plan, and Yarl knew about it, and A Train knew about it. And the plan was that I was like, let's all try to work together, but let's slowly build this. And so I started asking some guys from the YWC that I knew, like Dark Horse and the Prodigal Champ and all that. I was like, I know these guys can cut promos. So I was like, if we bring them in, me and those two start doing kind of like an NWO thing, but different, like we were doing.
Yeah.
The Dark Brotherhood thing. There was just a lot of miscommunications going on there. When we did this one show, I did this promo. I went back on it and I looked at it and I was like, I did this promo and I said we were going to take over everything. And it was basically me being a heel character.
Yeah.
I was just basically playing a character, wasn't trying to be serious with the shit at all. I mean, because it's just a video game, it's entertainment.
Yep.
And so I was like, so then I found out they blocked me from access on it. And then when they decided to erase everything me, you, A Train, and everybody did with the TTC wrestling stuff, with the FWE stuff, I'm like, you know what? Okay.
Exactly. And that's basically like we basically put in all that hard work for nothing, basically, for it to get deleted. You still there, Kev?
I'm still here.
Yeah, I said basically we got all that stuff deleted with all the hard work we did. I mean, we can never get that back. But then, like the same incident happened before when you deleted it, and then he was complaining, "Oh, you deleted it, and I've never all that hard work I put into that." Well, you deleted all our stuff and all the hard work we put into it. So.
Yeah, it was what it was, Matt, was that it was just too many guys with too many egos.
Yeah, that was.
You know,
we just couldn't work together. It just wasn't meant to be.
I mean, it's just there were so many ideas. There's so many people so many grown ass men. We were just arguing over a video game. And to be honest with you, when I shut everything down in October, it was the best thing I ever did in my life. Best thing I ever did. Now, when we created the new FWE channel, I figured, okay, let's just let them do them. Let's do us. Don't focus on them. But they kept on creating troll accounts, kept on harassing us. And I'm just sitting there like, do you motherfuckers got anything else better to do with your life than do that?
I mean, I mean, the whole point of it was not to like take it all seriously. The whole point of it was just to have fun.
But exactly. And
this is a serious thing. Let's do this. Let's do that. I mean,
yeah. I mean, honestly, it was kind of one of those things where, and then when we got the new channel, Post and Prodigal Champ did a promo on them, which he probably shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
But then after that, none of us said a word about them at all. Yeah. I didn't, you didn't, a lot of us didn't say a word. And we were just doing our thing. And then all of a sudden I decided to go live one night just to try to do something. I probably shouldn't have done that. That was probably a mistake on my part. And I had you and a bunch of guys as moderators.
Yeah.
And I know that two of them were getting blocked and deleted, and I guess they didn't like that. So, we had the email on the web page, and that was probably not the smartest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably not the smartest thing to have like an easy ass password either. So that one could be my fault on that as well, because I did that. So what I decided to do was, after FWE finally died, I took a sabbatical from the internet world, and you know, I've been more calmer, I've been more happier, I've been more like, you know, I just turned 36 just 2 days ago. So for me personally, I mean, it's about getting into a career and it's about family for me. So I mean, now did I see some of their videos that they did about me continuously after that? Yep, I did. Um, I can say this. I can say this. Not man enough to say it to my face, but you know what was bad was me and Euro were talking the other night at my birthday, and we were like, he said, "Man, it shouldn't have gotten the way it did," and I agree. It shouldn't have gotten the way it did. And you know, here's the thing, Matt. I don't hate any of those guys because
Yeah,
hate's a
there's never
strong
hate.
word.
To be honest
Yeah,
with
hate's
you,
a strong
like
word.
to be honest, it's whatever. Like they hacked the channel. I mean, was I pissed about it? Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing we can do. I mean, if they're gonna do that, and I mean, there's nothing you can do after. I mean,
Exactly.
we can bitch about it for 20 years and look at
Yeah.
the like that. I mean, we're not like that. I mean, if they want to hold on
Yeah.
and have that type of hate towards us, then that's on them. But I'm moving
Yeah,
on.
and that's all. Well, see, what happened was I shouldn't have. I had Ring Foster on my PS4, and I probably shouldn't have never listened to it, anything that little bastard has to say.
Yeah, he stirs the pot too.
And he was stirring the pot behind the scenes by telling me, "Oh, they created this stuff about Mel. They were going to do this and do that and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "You're just fueling the fire more, you little shit." I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty much. And by the way, I saw Mike Storm's video on him. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Foster, you're getting everything you fucking deserve, you little bastard. And that's just what I'm want to say to that to you because you know I have no sympathy for that little fuck bag. But in all seriousness, you know, I look back on it. We probably should have me and you when we started the whole damn thing. We never thought it was going to take off like it did. I mean, to be honest with you, I felt like we did it for too long.
Yeah, I think
You
so
know,
too.
yeah, and I felt like we did it for too long, and it was affecting my daily life. It was affecting it was affecting things for me that I felt like was important, and arguing with a bunch of people online. You know, arguing with people online, it's like a retard. It's fighting for like it's like retards fighting. It's no reason for that, and
Uh-huh.
you know, could I have retaliated after they did that? Yeah, I could have,
But at the end of
and
the
I could
day,
have retaliated.
at the end of the day, you retaliate. Basically, it just adds more fuel to the fire, and basically, everyone's just gonna be
Yeah,
fighting
they was
even
like they were
more.
holding. Yeah, they were holding my second channel hostage, saying, "Hey, come in the room and talk to us." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm done. I mean, I'm just done talking." And you know, and I sat there and said, you guys make little channels about my wife, but yet you don't. And I mentioned something
Mm-hmm.
about whose problem, and then I saw his video and like saying, you don't have a job, you're pathetic, blah blah blah. First of all, I've been working the same security job for the last 7 years. So, and furthermore, I also have had to be happily married for 7 years. I've been with my wife for 14. So I'm throwing it out there. You know, I don't do infidelity bullshit.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, there was just
But
too
at
many
the end of
things
the
that.
day, but at the end of the day, Matt, but at the end of the day, man, it was just, I wished them, once I took my channel down, I even took the Kev's Point of View channel, which I worked hard to get,
Yeah.
almost close to 400 subs on that one. And I think what it was, man, that everything with the E-Fed just drained me like the shit.
Mm.
It made me moody. It made me angry. It made me like, and that, you know, and to be honest with you, man, that's not me. That's really not me at all. I mean, I'm not that guy that's going to get angry about every little fucking thing. And you know, me and Yara were talking, and he was like, "Dude, this isn't you, man. The guy I know, the guy I know has got a sense of humor. He's hilarious. He's this," and I'm like, "Yeah, that is me." And I let this get way too personal, way too fast.
Yep.
And you know, and then I heard then Shelby Gaming started trying to be like message me on Facebook going, "Oh well, you know, Mike wants to talk to you, and this person wants to talk to you." I'm like, "There's nothing to talk about.
Yep.
What's done is done." I mean, I look at it like it was things were done, and then you know I told Jarl, I told Jarl, I was like, "Look, if you talk to them, just figure out what they want." Wouldn't even tell Jarl, and I'm like, "Guys, just tell Jarl so he can tell me."
Yeah.
Uh, so, do I hate them? No. Will they be getting a Christmas card from me? No. Pretty much.
Basically, what you're saying basically is they move on and do what they do. You go your separate ways. They go their separate ways. It's
Yeah,
about
pretty much. You know, Matt. I look at it like this, and if we didn't let some of our anger and our egos and things like that get in the way,
Yeah.
that could have been something big and special with all of us together. It
If
really
we
could
all
have
just
been something big.
approached it the right way, if we all just approached it the right way and just went like, just had it like it was a fun thing to do, did it like it was fun, and not like it was like a job or something, we would have excelled from.
You know, the one thing I find funny though is the fact that I got tired of seeing the harassment on people too. That was just the one thing I'm like, because I don't, you know, because I seen people get bullied so much, and that's one thing that fucking hate. I hate that shit to a passion. And you know, and then Shelby comes up to me and tells me that they're bullying him and that they're bullying Foster. I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? I ain't doing shit. Foster's a grown ass man. What am I supposed to do about it? And
No offense to Foster. No offense to Foster. I mean, I don't like bullying one thing, but he kind of just he does it to himself. Because I mean, when you saw that video of Mike when he did that video of him, he had a shirt. Why would you take your shirt off in front of a bunch of grown ass men?
I gotta admit that video was hilarious.
I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, you're basically asking yourself to get bullied. So
Yeah. You know, honestly though, I mean, all kidding aside, you know, I've been more ever since that happened in October. I've become a lot more spiritual,
yeah,
and you know, God has a funny way of showing you things, and He brings people into your life, and He takes them away for a reason. And I feel like I feel like He put them in my life and took them away as a teaching method to me. And you know, I put way too much trust into people, and that's my weakness because I wear my heart on my sleeve. You
mm,
know, I'm the guy that will give my shirt off his back to you, but you know, I said to myself after this whole happened, there's only select guys that I would do that for, and you and Alex are two of them.
yeah,
You and A Train are two of them. Uh, as far as that goes, I'm very cautious now.
mm-hmm.
You know, I'm very. You know what's weird is that I don't even miss my channel. I really don't.
No,
Now that I enjoy doing my Titan videos and the stuff that I was doing? Absolutely. But I felt like it's very immature and it's very disrespectful. It was one thing to do it on my FWE channel, but the fact that they were doing it on my actual channel was kind of it was pussyfied.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just like, you could have just done it on the FWE channel, but yet you had to do it on that one. And I'm like, I would have kept it, but I knew that they would be like waiting to see what I was going to say and blah blah blah. And
yeah,
it was no reason for it, man.
yeah, but I mean, like, anyways, though, I mean, at least you got this off your chest now. I know you said you were aching to tell this, basically, because it was itching at you.
Well, I mean, I could have gone a lot more deeper with this if I wanted to, but
yeah, we just we just let bygones be bygones and move on. But I mean, you have to get that off your chest. I mean, we don't hate you guys. I mean, like I said, it was so long ago. It was like what, 4 months ago or something like that.
Yeah, I actually, you know what? I'll say this, man. I actually wish them well. I do. I do wish them well. And if they decide to keep going with MIW, best of luck. Honestly, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and cry over spilled milk or pour sour grapes into the wound, but actually, me losing the EFED was the best thing for me. So in some ways, I probably should thank them.
We want to end it anyways, though. We want to end it. We just want to end it. We were going to end it anyways, though, and it's pretty soon.
Yeah, I was already going to plan to end it pretty soon before they took the second channel anyways. And, my health's a lot better. I'm in a lot more, I'm doing things more actively now, getting back into the root of my, the root of who I am as a person. And, I'm pretty sure you could tell the difference. I know Alex, when A-Train came to visit in Nashville, he was like, dude, you just seem more at ease now. And I'm like, yep, I am at ease now. I just,
Yeah, you're pretty much at peace now. So.
But if you want to keep going with the interview with different questions, you can go. You go ahead.
I was just asking that question, so just because you wanted to get that off your chest and stuff. So.
Right. But I'll just say this and I'll just put a stamp on the actual book and put it on the shelf, and hopefully it'll get dusty as an old woman's pussy. Yeah. At the end of the day, there was mistakes that I did too, and
I'm not saying we didn't make mistakes too. We all made mistakes at the end of the day. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not trying to come on here and sound like some kind of saint, like, oh my God, they attacked me, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. No. I mean, honestly, for me, it's just kind of, it's been water under the bridge. I don't really, I mean, am I going to add them on my social networks again? No. But that doesn't mean I hate you guys either.
Yeah.
I just don't trust a lot. I have a hard time trusting people, and it's going to take a while.
Yep. But that's we close the book there. We put it up on the shelf and leave it dusty. All right. So now we move on to the next question. Now that I know your wife Mel, she's an Eagles fan / Packers fan. You've finally seen the Eagles win the Super Bowl. In your opinion, realistically, I know you're optimistic about your team every year, but when do you think the Titans will win the Super Bowl? Realistically.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good question. I'm always optimistic about my Titans, but I still think they're a little ways to go, and
honestly, I hate to say this. I mean, because there's a lot every year. It's like competitive. That could probably be like maybe another 4 to 5 years. I think maybe till Titans win, because there's so much depth in the NFL. As long as Brady's dominant for the next couple of years, and then you never know, the Raiders will come out of nowhere maybe.
Right. Yeah. Well, honestly, I just think that I think maybe in the next we'll see what Mike Vrabel, the new head coach, does. Once I
Mhm.
see what they can do, that I can give you a legitimate answer of what could possibly happen. But it's going to be hard because now the Texans are going to be healthy. The Jags are playing lights out, and
Well,
you know it.
the one team you don't have to worry about is the Colts. So.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the Colts, but I mean, but as far as that goes, it all depends on whether or not Brady's going to retire, what the
Mhm.
Raiders are going to do. Uh, if Kirk Cousins goes to Denver, Denver's automatically right back in it, and it's
Yep.
just kind of like it's just I don't know. I mean, I think maybe the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so. I mean, that's just an honest, 4 to 5 years possibly. I think 4 to 5 years we'll probably see the Titans back in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to take some time, and Mariota's got to learn that. I mean, it depends on how Mariota does. If he can excel as a quarterback, you guys could get the defense going. I mean, you got a new defensive coordinator coming in, so see how that works.
Well, I'm very excited for our offensive coordinator Matt LaFleur, who was the Rams offensive coordinator last year, and
Yeah, he really did a good job.
yeah, I'm actually glad that he's going to let Mariota just be himself now, and Mike Mularkey is the one that held them down. Mike Mularkey held Mariota down too much, and I'm glad that fucking dick is gone.
Yeah, yeah, I think you guys should be in good shape in the next. You guys, I think you guys will be like compete for the playoffs still every year. I think maybe get a wild card or something at least.
Yeah, probably a wild card mostly.
We'll see. But the thing is, though, when you guys do win, I mean, you do got a lot of fair weather fans in your area that are always like negative about the Titans, and then all of a sudden they come out of the woodworks and say, "Oh, I've been a Titans fan for this many years."
You know what's funny about that is I hate to hate on my fan base, I really do, but
Yeah,
there is some fake ass motherfuckers around here,
and I mean
and
they did the same thing with the Predators too.
yeah, they did the same thing with the Predators when they were in the Stanley Cup last year, and
Yep.
what's weird about that though is that the Titan fans, every time I go to training camp, I see them. There's like shit tons of them, and they're like always they're there to get those autographs. But then when the Titans are losing, they're
Uh-huh.
the ones on here bitching and complaining. We should trade Mariota. We should do this. We should do that. Go fuck a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's just. I mean, you expect a guy to play like at this high level every single week. I mean, Tom Brady's a different beast. Aaron
Yep.
Rodgers is a different beast. Those kind of guys, and yeah, I'll even put Drew Brees in that category. Those
Mhm.
guys are just different. I mean, the younger guys now, it's it's a different thing for them. I mean,
Yep.
but yeah, once the Titans win the Super Bowl, or they go to the Super Bowl or win it, you'll see all these fans come out and go, "Oh, I've been a Titan fan since day one."
Mhm. Yeah, that's pretty much that. So, what's your thoughts on let me see. What's your thoughts on the Raiders moving to Las Vegas?
Oh wow, yeah.
I mean,
It's all about.
it's a crazy atmosphere knowing that a team's going to go to a city that basically is based off of gambling.
Well, Vegas is kind of like the city that never sleeps. I mean, what stays in Vegas, what you do in Vegas stays in Vegas. So, um, from what I've heard about Vegas, and I have a friend that lives there, it's it's full. Like if you go on the strip, it's full of hookers and, and drugs and basically gambling and
Maybe that could be a
Wayne Newton.
that could be
Yeah, I mean, I I honestly think that it could be good for the Raiders, but I think the only reason why the Raiders did this and why the NFL approved it is so they could have a Super Bowl in Vegas.
yeah, they want a Super Bowl in Vegas.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, honestly, though, I felt bad for the Raiders because they had to share that stadium with the Oakland A's,
Yep.
and it's just not good. So yeah, the fact that the city of Oakland wouldn't give them their own fucking stadium, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna go. I'm all
Yep.
I'm all for them going to the Raiders to Las Vegas.
If they would have built them a new stadium, I would have been for that, but they weren't willing to build a new stadium. So I'm like, well, if you're not going to build a new stadium, I don't blame them for moving.
And and the Raiders also got the right. The Raiders also got the right coach in now to
Yep.
handle Vegas. Gruden can handle Vegas.
Gruden's gonna get them in shape.
Yeah, but don't fuck with Chucky, man.
He signed what, a 10-year deal? So
Yeah, I think he signed a 10-year deal, and he gets something about part ownership or part stake in the Raiders organization. So
by the time they move there, he'll be there. He'll still have 8 more years left on his contract. So
they paid Gruden a lot of money.
we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. But so you got Madden 18 now finally for PS4.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So is there anybody looking forward to facing on there? Like anybody who has a PS4?
Desert Eagle, A-Train. Because A-Train sent me a photo of him beating up on the Titans, like 53-20, and I was like, if that was me playing the Titans, motherfucker, you wouldn't be doing no 53-20, trust me. And then Nick Fargo, I just want to play, just to be like, hey, you know what? Let's see what you guys got.
Well, if I go down to Vegas and win a lot of money, maybe I should try to save up and get a PS4 and buy a Madden and jump into the fire.
Yeah.
And see what happens. We could have some tournaments and stuff and see what happens there.
But see, I used to. I used to do Madden tournaments back in the day. So, and like how we did it was, if it's at a certain, like, say for example, it was at your, like, say for example, we did a big old Madden tournament and it was at your place. You have home field advantage until somebody beats you.
Yep.
And then when somebody beats you, then they can put it at their stadium. That's usually how we did it.
Yeah, that's normally how it is. I was thinking like maybe like once I make the switch to the PS4, and then I get Madden or something, like if we could do like a every year thing, like basically like it's the playoffs or something, and like Super Bowl championship around, like have like a group or something, and then whoever wins, like they get a trophy on their, I don't know, like just say like they're the champion or something. Try to do something like that. Like that maybe be pretty cool.
Yeah. And plus, I've also decided I'm not going to do Steven Rose's tournament this year.
What made you decide that?
With these stupid rules that he's got now, they're like only certain people can go to the playoffs, and then you have to vote on an NBA game. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck. Honestly, I'm getting tired of the group. I'm getting tired of the tournament too, so I'm probably gonna leave it to next year.
What you should do is have, like, say for example, like on a Saturday, they have the Packers versus Eagles.
Yeah.
You have a select few of the guys on the roster select from that. And then on the AFC side, you have them select the ones on that. So that way, it don't have to be a tiebreaker. Whoever loses is fucking out.
I mean, I'm not telling him what to do with this tournament or nothing, but what he should do is, instead of like pick an NBA game, why don't you just pick what the closest score is? Like put like a total points together combined, and whoever's the closest wins.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, and they can't like pick similar, like if say like they're three away from each, they can't do that. They got to pick a different number.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think that's a really good idea.
There's
and
multiple things you could do instead of picking an NBA game.
Yeah, you remember when Steven wanted to do the TTC wrestling on the N64? That was actually
That would have been a train wreck.
but I will admit though, N64 they had the really cool WWF No Mercy
I
game.
mean, don't get me wrong. I like No Mercy, but I'm sure everybody wants to see high quality, good quality.
Right.
But I mean, it is what it is. So what do you think? What do you think? The Eagles? You think they have a possibility of being a dynasty?
Yeah, I believe the Eagles definitely have a chance to be a dynasty, and I mean the city of Philadelphia they deserve the championship. I mean it's kind of like the Cubs when they won it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean I kind of tend myself to root for the team in the championship that hasn't won one in years or hasn't won one at all. I mean I lean towards that, but then again it was kind of hard in that World Series because the Indians hadn't won it in a while either. So
yeah, it was either one. To be honest, it was either who one of them was going to win. So
yeah. So
I think Indians will get theirs though eventually.
yeah, I just think it was kind of one of those things where if I'm the Eagles, I know some people saying that they should trade Nick Foles if like a first round draft pick comes their way. I wouldn't do that because I feel like in this league you kind of need two quarterbacks.
What if Carson Wentz gets hurt? Then you have no backup, reliable backup to rely on.
Exactly.
I mean,
And if Nick
isn't guaranteed to stay healthy the whole year.
And if Nick Foles understands his role, which he does, I don't see a problem with it.
Yep. But you know, a lot of teams will want to give them a lot of draft picks or something like that. That's probably why they want to get rid of them. The same thing happened with the Patriots too. So they got rid of Garoppolo, and now look what they're left with: Tom Brady, and then whoever the quarterback will be when Tom Brady's gone.
Yeah, that's going to backfire on the Patriots because
Yep.
honestly, you know, when you got rid of your other quarterback and sent it to the Colts, Bristol,
Yep.
and then you basically get rid of Garoppolo, and now Garoppolo signed this big giant contract with the Niners.
Yep.
Did you hear about the report that Brady's basically threatening to wants that kind of money from?
Well, really?
Yeah, I heard there was a report I was hearing that Brady is talking about wanting to sit out if he doesn't get a contract that has the Garoppolo money.
Yeah, Brady normally doesn't want that kind of money, but I guess now he wants that because he sees Garoppolo's getting paid that dough. So, hey, if he sits out, the Patriots basically screwed then.
I mean, the Patriots screwed themselves with that because they had an opportunity to keep Garoppolo under their radar, and then when Brady leaves, Garoppolo could take over. But nope, their loss is San Fran's gain.
And I think Belichick's the one who wanted to trade him, and Kraft wasn't having it. Because that's what Belichick normally does is when he knows his quarterback's up there in age, it's time for him to pass the torch to another quarterback. He wanted to do it, but Kraft said no. So it backfired on him. I'll be honest with you, the Falcons should have won last year if it wasn't for some simple. They should just ran the ball, but they wanted to throw it. So, just be honest, Patriots should only have 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, the Falcons, if they would have did what the Eagles did, come out and
breathe. Like there's so many Super Bowls the Patriots should have lost, but like they got so lucky to win.
Yeah, I mean, like if the Falcons would have done what the Eagles did in the second half and stay on the attack, they would have beaten the Patriots.
I agree. So I don't know if you heard about this. You probably did, but so what is your thoughts on Vince McMahon giving the company to Triple H?
About damn time.
Do you think Triple H will improve WWE? You think he'll bring it back?
I mean, look at what Triple H has done with NXT, and you know, the guys that he's created from NXT, and Triple H is also he was also a performer first,
Yep.
so he understands what needs to be done for a performer, and I don't think he likes pushing the same people as Vince does, because Vince loves pushing those guys as big and bodybuilders, and Triple H is about he's about what works now.
He did kind of have an impact on the Rumble matches this year. Triple H, I mean Nakamura won and Austin won.
I hope AJ Styles and Nakamura ends the WrestleMania, but I don't think that's going to happen.
You think it's going to be Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
So we're going to have that once again.
To be honest with you, I really don't want to see that match again. I didn't like the first one. I mean, I did like the first one. Don't get me wrong. I like Brock Lesnar beating the shit out of him. But,
yeah.
I mean.
That's going to be Brock Lesnar beating the shit out of him again. And then Roman Reigns finds a way to overcome it.
But my only thing is Brock Lesnar's just, it's getting to a point where I'm tired of even seeing him.
To be honest,
I mean,
Roman Reigns is supposed to get the push, but who's to say Brock Lesnar's not going to Brock Lesnar might not let that happen, maybe. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a writer for WWE, are you going to tell him, hey, we're going to drop the belt to Roman Reigns? Brock will be like, fuck you, I'll do it when I want.
Yeah.
So, but I am looking forward to seeing what Ronda Rousey does. Hopefully she'll do well.
Yeah, I think you know what that wouldn't surprise me is if somehow they make it a triple threat or something, so Roman Reigns can win them. Would that shock you?
Nah. The way WWE does stuff, nah, it wouldn't shock me.
WWE maybe they'll be thinking, oh, we don't want to go into it maybe because Brock might not put him over.
But I will be honest with you, as much as I'm a big Undertaker fan too.
Yeah.
After what I saw last year, I don't want him to come back.
Is he really coming back to fight Cena?
That's what it looks like. I mean, there was a picture of him on Twitter
he
working out again.
Well, I'll be honest with you. He may not look in good shape, but he still kind of finds a way to keep in shape.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once your body's been beaten the way his has, I mean, basically the only thing to do really is to lift.
Well, he also got to stay in shape because he has tattoos and stuff. He doesn't want his muscles to go flabby.
Oh, yeah, because once those muscles go flabby, that Grim Reaper becomes a big fat Reaper.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think WWE should just leave Taker alone and just let him enjoy his life with this right because he's done so much for the business. So, I mean, the least you could do is just at least retire him. And you know why I know Undertaker's not retiring is because he didn't get inducted in the Hall of Fame as a first ballot. Because if he was retiring, he would be inducted in the Hall of Fame as a first ballot.
Yeah, to my knowledge, that would have been the.
I think that's going to be next year, to be honest with you. It's just going to suck, though. He's going to lose to Cena in New Orleans again, like he did to Lesnar at WrestleMania 30.
In all honesty, he should have ended his career at WrestleMania 30.
He should have when the streak ended, but
once the streak ended, it's like once the streak ended, it lost the mystique of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree.
Once that happened, it was like done.
Taker will always go down as a legend. He'll always be remembered. So, I mean, if you miss Taker so much, I mean, and he's retired, you can always go back and watch his old clips on the WWE Network or YouTube or something like that.
Or you can be like me and Matt and have the cops called on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Taker's always going to be my favorite wrestler no matter what. I mean, what's your thoughts on CM Punk possibly coming back and fighting in the UFC?
My thoughts is why.
Yeah, it's my
I
exact.
mean,
You know what
I
else
mean,
is? We also got, I guess, McGregor and Mayweather are going to do a fight in the octagon.
if Mayweather and McGregor gets in a fight in the octagon, McGregor's got his ass. It's done.
You think they're just doing it for a best 2 out of 3, and then McGregor wins that, and then they're going to have one more fight as another exhibition fight or something.
You know, actually, before I answer the Punk thing, the one thing I will say about that McGregor Mayweather fight is that at least McGregor got some hits on Mayweather, and he lasted for as long as he did. I was surprised because I thought he was going to be gassed
Yeah,
before that, but
it was a
I
better
will
fight.
say though,
Better fight than Pacquiao and Mayweather.
as far as Punk doing another fight again, I know he has his dream of being a UFC fighter, and I know Dana White's giving it to him again. But
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if you've seen a picture of him recently. He looks awful. He looks just fucking old now. I don't know what it is. I mean, I think stress has really fucking almost killed him. But
why don't you
to
just
be
go
honest,
fight? Why don't you just go fight in Ring of Honor again?
yeah, I mean, if you don't want to go back to WWE, go to New Japan. You know where Kenny Omega and Jericho and now Rey Mysterio signed with New Japan. You have the Bullet Club there. I mean, he doesn't. And then he can go to Ring of Honor anytime he wants. And you don't necessarily have to go back to WWE if you don't want to.
You know what would probably make CM Punk want to go back to WWE is if WWE did it like where like in the Royal Rumble match, the number 30 entrance and then Punk's entrance music hits, and then he ends up winning the Rumble, and then WWE finally grants him his main event at WrestleMania. Maybe that will make him come back.
I mean, right now there's a lot of bad blood.
Yeah.
There's a
You know,
lawsuit going on right now, so yeah, I don't know.
If Bret Hart can forgive Vince McMahon for the Montreal screw job, then anything can happen.
Yeah, I believe so.
I mean, it's not gonna happen like this year or next year, maybe, but maybe somewhere down the line. Because Triple H is good at patching things up eventually.
Yeah, I mean he is. Triple H is very good at doing that.
I think one thing though Triple H has to do though is he has to put his ego aside and admit to Punk that he was wrong about some things he said about him, and maybe like say, hey man, we need you in this business, and stop like putting it like where he's favoritism towards other wrestlers towards him. I think Triple H needs to start doing that too.
Yeah, Matt. Let me just take a little break, and I'll be right back. Just a second.
All right.
All right, man. I'm back. You there?
I'm back here.
Yeah, I'm back too.
So we were talking about CM Punk and stuff like that. I mean, we'll see what happens there. I mean, I would love for him to come back, but if he doesn't want to come back, I mean, I gotta respect his decision.
You know, the one thing I'll say about Punk is the way he handled leaving was wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, if I was him, I at least would have done I at least would have done WrestleMania.
he was supposed to go over
And
with Triple H, but he didn't want to do it because I guess because of the whole him not getting over. I think WWE was wrong on the whole not telling him about the staph infection thing and letting him wrestle still.
yeah,
I mean, both ends were wrong for what they've done. So if they could patch that up in the near future, that'd be nice. But we'll see what happens.
it'd be nice. Yeah, because I mean, look at the talent pool they got now.
Yeah.
I mean, if I mean, as a competitor, Punk has to look at that and be like, "Damn, all right, we got AJ here, we got Nakamura here, we got Finn Balor here, we got Seth Rollins. Fuck,
Exactly. All right, so I want to ask you this question. I know you like WWE so much, but if you would have to pick, which era do you think is the best era in the WWE? Like Attitude Era, uh, Ruthless Aggression Era, any era like that, Golden Age era. Which era do you think was the best?
well, being a an '80s, being an '80s baby,
Yeah,
uh, I was more partial to the golden era because
yeah,
I was a big fan of everybody knows that Hogan's my favorite, but I was I was fans with Savage and Ultimate Warrior, the old school Undertaker. It's
yeah.
just that you know what's weird was that they were PG back then. A lot of people don't know that they were PG back then, but everything was more realistic
Yeah,
back
exactly.
then, and that was the difference was is that it was just more of a realistic kind of deal, and
I don't think the problem is. I mean, a lot of people say it's the PG's the problem. I mean, it sort of is the problem, but at the same time, though, back then they had some pretty good storylines. The thing is, the storylines are the problem now with WWE.
it's the storylines, it's the writers, it's WWE signing all these sponsorship that they shouldn't have done,
Yeah,
and to be honest with you, though, I do love the Attitude Era, but I will say this: for only a select few in the Attitude Era, the matches weren't really that great.
yeah, I agree.
I know, I know, I'll probably get a lot of heat for that, but I mean, it's my opinion. But
I'll just say this: without Stone Cold Steve Austin, WWE would never beat WCW in the ratings.
yeah, Stone Cold didn't become born, and the Rocky Maivia didn't turn heel and became The Rock,
Yep,
and if DX didn't form,
Taker.
yeah,
A lot of guys, if they didn't become what they were, but the main reason why they beat WCW in the ratings is because of the Austin versus McMahon feud.
oh yeah, without a doubt, that was like. And to be honest with you, Bret Hart kind of deserves a part in that because
Yep,
the Mr. McMahon character kind of came out of Survivor Series when they screwed him.
yep. So
And
if it wasn't for that, then Vince McMahon would never become what he became.
no, he wouldn't have became who he was. And you know, the one thing that really bothers me though, Matt, about this whole situation is that regardless of what you think of Hulk Hogan, I mean, a lot of people don't think he's a great wrestler, but I look at it like go watch some of his New Japan matches and you'll see a different story. Um, but it's also different cultures, different style of wrestling that they do. What they do in Japan compared to here. But this whole thing with Hogan has really gotten on my nerves because I'm like, okay, it's almost been 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the man's not getting any younger. You
And
know,
he's going to be, what, 65 this year?
yeah, 65 this year, and
He's already reached retirement age, and you're treating him like that?
it's just weird because it's like all these wrestlers. Did somebody come in a while ago? Or was that you?
Hulk Hogan, though, Vince McMahon would never had WWE. Because Vince McMahon pretty much put him on the map. I mean, Hulk Hogan put Vince McMahon on the map.
Yeah, I mean, Hogan put them on the map. I mean, if you
Hogan,
know,
Hogan's basically the one who paved the way for everybody.
yeah, if you think about it, if Hogan didn't go and do Rocky 3,
Yeah.
and didn't get that mainstream behind him, and Vince didn't put the ball on him and make him run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would still be in a territorial battlefield right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and the fact of the matter is that yeah, he probably shouldn't have said what he said, but at the same time, he got filmed in the privacy of his own home
I don't think
or
people.
privacy of his friend's
The
house.
one thing is people don't realize though is that nobody is perfect.
But you know what I find funny about that is,
we don't like to say, but it just comes out.
yeah, and what I find funny about that though is I watched this one interview with Hogan. It was on Fox News. It was called I think it's a show called Objectified, and the guy asked him like what happened with WWE, and Hogan actually warned him ahead of time that this might come out. And Hogan could still have his job right now, and he could have paid this under the table, but he wanted to fight it.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why he got fired. He said he talks to Triple H more than he does Vince now. Because Triple H wants him back.
So even when Vince gave him the company, now he still has control over what things he wants.
Oh yeah, Vince is never gonna give away full control until that man fucking dies.
So basically, even he gives the company to Triple H, Hulk Hogan's still not welcome back to the WWE.
I think they want him back. I just think it's because WWE, when they took their company public back in 2000, and they started having all these sponsors, they're worried about losing sponsors. Like, oh my God, you're gonna affiliate yourself with Hogan.
But I'm sure they could always gain new sponsors.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's the WWE. I'm sure everyone wants to sponsor them. I mean, it's not like those companies that go away. Oh well, big deal. You can get companies that want to sponsor them.
Yeah, you know what I find funny, Matt, is that while we were talking about that subject at the beginning, I saw like 5 people viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny. And then all of a sudden they left. They're like, oh. But I mean, to be honest with you, like they need to give Hulk Hogan. They need to let Hulk Hogan come back. I mean, they should have let him back on the 25th anniversary of Raw, but they didn't do it.
I mean, he's still. You know what's funny is that I talked to people. I talked to family members who never watched wrestling in a day of their life, but they all know who Hulk Hogan is. They don't always know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is. They didn't know who.
Like the same thing with NBA. Some people don't watch NBA, but they all know who Michael Jordan is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you didn't, I mean, even if you were a Prince fan and not a Michael Jackson fan, you knew who Michael Jackson was.
Yeah, because he like blew up so much. You see him all over the news and everything.
Yeah, so honestly, I put Hogan in that category. I put him in the category of like a Muhammad Ali, like a Michael Jordan kind of deal, because even if what's weird, what's sad is the fact that I have a cousin who doesn't watch football at all, but she knows who Tom Brady is.
Yeah.
So I mean, you want to? I mean, Hogan's still got a lot of name in him.
Right.
New Japan wants him back,
Hmm.
but I think he's just waiting out to see what WWE is going to do first.
If WWE doesn't pull the trigger, I would consider that also.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope he's back, but I don't know.
So, so now that you're at 36, what's your plans for the near future? You have any like? I know you said you have like plans to like stay more in shape and stuff or something, or eat more healthy.
Yeah, I've been doing this plan for a couple of weeks now. It's a childhood friend of mine transformed himself into this like he used to be this long haired skater boy kind of deal, and he stopped smoking and he stopped drinking sodas. He stopped doing everything, and then he transformed himself. And I mean, like I'm the one that got him into going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But what he did at the gym, what the work he's put in, but not only what he does in the gym, but what he does with his diet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the problem is I was putting the work in the gym, but I may have not have been putting the work in with the diet as much.
So have
And
you basically like stayed away from junk food and like drinking so much caffeine or stuff like that?
what I do now is I take a day or two, maybe like to have a cheat day.
Yeah, I mean everybody has those cheat days, so I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What I don't do is I definitely don't try to drink any soda. If I do, it's every once in the blue moon.
you know what good soda for you to drink. I mean, I don't know if you do or not, but probably like sodas like Sprite or something like that with with no caffeine in it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that and what I do now is in the mornings I'll eat a couple of dozen of eggs, and there's this non fat Greek yogurt that I eat that's like got strawberry in it, and
Mm.
it's 100 calories and only like 14 grams of protein, and I
Wow.
eat that with the eggs, and and then I eat this. Then afterwards, I wait about an hour. I wait about 2 hours. If I start to feel hungry, there's these thing called Quest bars, which are questnutrition.com. They probably some of the best protein bars I ever had. I know it's going to taste like shit, but the good
What you
stuff
doing?
usually
Doing
the
it for the
good
time.
yeah. And this one's got like gluten free,
Mm.
has like 20 grams of fiber, 22 grams of protein. So I will eat that, and then maybe 2 hours later, I might have my lunch, and then I'll have like a banana like 3 hours after that, and then I will eat. Then I'll eat my dinner, and I only have one helping of that dinner, and that's pretty much it. Then
Yeah. But
I mean,
anyways, though, we're about to wrap this interview up. But since you're talking about all this working out and dieting and stuff, what's your uh, what's your motivation speaks to all those who want to lose weight or has a tough time doing it? What's your motivation speaks to them if you would have to come up with one?
patience is probably the first thing that comes to mind because Lord knows I don't have it, and but I've learned to get patience lately from this. Eating right, which I've always ate vegetables and I've always ate chicken and tuna before, but eating you can still eat the foods that you like, just eat it in moderation.
Yeah, exactly.
Moderation. If any of y'all have smartphones, iPhones, which I do now, you can download apps to have like a calorie intake thing or and the one thing I would definitely say is if you're going to work out, don't do the same workouts every week.
Yeah, mix it up.
Yeah, the one thing I've been doing more now is the kettlebells, and I've been doing more of this battle rope stuff. The battle rope's a bitch. I was gonna throw it out there, but the one thing with the battle rope that it does is not only does it work your biceps and triceps, but it works your deltoids and your shoulders,
Mm.
and you can move around with it and also do leg work. Do your kind of do leg work with it as well. So, um, here's the thing: if some of you don't want to go to a gym, you can go to you can find battle ropes online for a really good price, depending on your price range, and you can hook those up outside. You can do stuff outside in the summertime with them.
Exactly.
I mean,
You know what else?
the one thing I was
to say. Well, you want to say something else?
yeah, I was just gonna say just one last thing with it. If you're going to work out, uh, have a goal in mind.
Yeah, set a goal each time.
Because you don't want to be one of those people that just, hey, I got a gym or something. I'm just going to the gym just to go. No, have a mission and accomplish that mission.
Yeah, exactly. I would have to say, like, don't believe in don't listen to what everybody says to you and stuff. Because if you do that, you're pretty much putting yourself down, basically, not setting your goals high.
Like, and just keep in mind that, just also keep in mind when you're trying to lose weight, it may not look like you're losing, but you have to give it time.
Yeah, exactly. Drink lots of water as well, too. And stay away from the caffeine. Try to stay away from caffeine. Yeah.
Well, what I do with the caffeine now is I'll drink it in the mornings.
Yeah.
Because usually people have their coffee or their mocha latte or whatever the fuck it is. I'll drink caffeine in the morning, and then when the afternoon and evening and night hits, I'm drinking nothing but water. I got like a gallon of water jug next to me right now. So, I mean, that's pretty much what you would want to do. Now, if you're not wanting to lose weight, but you're wanting to bulk up, eat, and eat.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, I mean, if you're wanting to bulk up, that's what I would suggest to do. But I look at it like this. One of my big motivations is I look at a guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger, 70 years old, and still looks the way he does. Actually, there's a woman in Brooklyn, New York, I read about the other day, 85 years old, man, and still power lifts.
Wow.
An 85-year-old woman still power lifts. And there's a guy that goes to my gym who's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And still goes out and works out. So if those two can still do it, I don't want to hear excuses from anybody else on why you can't.
You know what? To be honest with you, not even if you're overweight or not, it's like the best thing to do is always exercise because you're always in good health. You look good. You're up there in age, you still look good because you're always working out and staying in shape. You're moving around. You're not laying in bed. You know. You know what I mean, Kev?
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, it's always good to work out. I mean, that's always the key. To stay in shape, stay in the best shape.
Also, too, if you're a heavier set person,
yeah,
what I would suggest that person do is keep track of everything. Like I said, with that, once you commit to something, commit to it. Working out and eating right is almost like a marriage. If you can't commit to a marriage, then you shouldn't commit to this.
Yep.
And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of willpower. There is temptation out there. Like on my birthday, I let loose. I'm not gonna lie. But then again, it was my birthday, so I knew okay, these 2 or 3 days I'm gonna let loose, so I know. Like today, now it's back to being like I was doing,
Exactly.
and just uh, go to go to go to these like go to these stores that sell vitamins. Take your fucking vitamins, man. I do every day.
Yep.
Uh, Also, if some of y'all have blood pressure problems, drinking water actually lowers your blood pressure a lot. So again, I mean, there's some people on here who just don't give a fuck. They're like, "Oh, I'm always busy. I got school, I got work, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, I see people who go to school and work and still make time for it. Like my friend Matt, my childhood friend Matt Sanders is in the military, but he also goes to school full time and also works full time.
Yep.
And he competed in the junior Mr. Olympia thing.
Wow.
So if anyone thinks that they can't do something, don't listen to anybody. Anybody that tells you that you can't do something, use that as motivation.
Yep. Just like the Eagles. Everyone betted against them. They were always the underdogs in every game, and they overcome that and they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But anyways, Dov, that's the interview with Kev. Is there anything you want to say to anyone out there? Any last words you want to say?
Just letting everybody know. Thank you to the ones who were sub to me at one point. I appreciate it. You'll probably see me a little bit every now and then on Matt's channel, but
Yeah.
as far as me creating a channel and doing an EFED and stuff like that, no, hell no. But I wish everybody the luck with it that does do it. I mean, there's a lot of time, there's a lot of work put into that shit.
But anyways, though, this is Matt and Kev, and we're signing out. Peace.